Everyone, Glimpse here again with another video. This time on the Toys Factory dungeon. This was a dungeon that was released last year in December. If you go to Yamal's and click Games, click Dungeon, and then click Toys Factory. You go up here to him, Pult, and Dungeon. So all the enemies in this dungeon are aggro, and it's only one tile away, so they will notice you. In this one, you have to go to this NPC. He wants one of 3 different dolls that you're going to make here, and only one is correct. It's completely random. So in order to make the dolls for him, you have to go up here, and there is a table here called the Assemble Zone. But what you need here is broken trunks that come from either corner, and then 10 minor junk, which you can get from digging up. So simply take your axe, couple hits, there it is, broken trunk. So once you have 20 of those and 10 minor junk, you go over here and you forge the wooden doll, or wooden dummy. Once you have your wooden dummy, you're going to go all the way down again. And there's only one way to get to this area. It's blocked off here on one of the corners. It's on this other side too in the mini map. If you see, there's both sides. Get my weapons back out here. Okay, so in order to paint the dummies, you have to get some more materials. Each one of these requires the same number of items. It's just the only thing that changes is this right here, the color of the paint. So brown paint for this one, gold for that one, and silver for that one, obviously. But they all require 1 dummy and 15 of each package, which drop from these guys that are chewing on me right now. And we've already completed this part. This run, it took me all three tries. Really unlucky. I've had a couple of good runs, but it only took one. But anyways, we'll on to the next part. Oh, before I forget, to get the paint, you have to dig. I'll just dig till you can see it. It doesn't take that long. Watch I say that now, it's going to take forever. Yep. There we go. So it's random what you dig up for the color. Go up here, continue. Okay, in this room you cannot use spells, and I'll show you why in a second, but the very first step is to get 20 dungeon keys. Or not 20 dungeon keys, sorry, 10 factory keys, and they're in these little orange boxes. Just random what you get. You either get nothing or you get the key. So when you're on the quest, it'll show up here. It'll say 2 out of 10, and so on. Once you get those, you go up to this area up here. I don't know why I'm not riding my mount. Oh, right, because there's no spells cast in here. Duh. Anyways, go up to the sled zone here. Now, the one thing is, you can't use spells, but you can still use item buffs. These enemies are not easy by any means. So I would use all the buffs you can. This first one's a shooter jockey. Each one of these jockeys, and I'll pull it up on screen here in a second. Each of these jockeys is like the classes in Darkstory. As you can see, this one is a hunter, and it's the most annoying one because his attack will stun you, and it happens a lot. Like, I haven't even got to him yet. But anyways, each one of these represents a class in the game. This one's a hunter, that one's the knight, and then mage, and finally stalker. Each class is strong against its own and weak against certain other ones. I'll bring it up here. I don't know the exact specifics, I can't remember, but I'll bring it up so you can see it. So this is going to take a little bit, so we'll go ahead and see you in the next part. Okay, so this next part is the Evil Hat Room. One of my main criticisms of this dungeon is with this room. These enemies are extremely powerful, level 56, as you can see, the way they hit. They hit for a ton for level 56, which is even higher than the Anubis mummies and the mummy hounds. So if you get surrounded by these, they will kill you quickly. So one of my criticisms with this dungeon is it is supposed to be made for between level 36 and 56. I think it should be just a mid-level dungeon, like let's just say level 40 all the way across, maybe different enemy patterns. Definitely not 56, because the highest item besides the MasterCard, which is 56, they're all 46 and under. So to have little 56 bosses and enemies doesn't make much sense. So that's one of my main criticisms of it. But anyways, this room we have to kill 200 of these hats. You can also attack these boxes. They drop their present color. And there's also a monster card you can get from them now when they updated it. A good thing about the last update too that I want to mention real quick is when you used to die in this room, you had to go back to the beginning of the dungeon. Now you just respawn right here in this room, so you don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to go through that whole conveyor system again. But anyways, we'll move on to the next room. Alright, so we're in the next room. This is the trap room, as I call it, or the buzzsaw room. If you get hit by one of these, you have to start back from the beginning again, so I'll just get hit by one to show you. Okay, so you start back here. I will show you the best route. We'll see if we can make it in one. I doubt it. That last one's tricky, this one right here. He also shoots up, so you just wait here for a second and then go. I've gotten to that point before and forgotten. And it's not very fun. I have to start all the way back over when you're almost at the end. But anyways, the next room is the boss fight. So we'll go ahead and power up now. Oops, I missed that one. I actually missed doing mine because I was talking. Alright. Alright, so this is level 36 boss, which is awesome that he's level 36. The problem is when you kill him, another one shows up, and he's a lot more powerful. He has 450 health, so there might be a little disparity there. Obviously, solo is a lot harder than team, so I'm kind of coming at it from that angle. But honestly, there's not a whole lot of parties that go on at one time in this game currently. So I think the dungeons at the moment have to be kind of geared more towards solo or like a group of two. Because that's normally what I see. The more dedicated players we always see will hunt in groups together. But I only see very few parties actually being made unless there's friends that join the game at the same time. Or you just happen to join the game at the same time another player did. So that's another one of my criticisms for this. This boss right here is relatively easy for me. It would be a little bit more difficult for around somebody at the same level and or team, which is fine. I mean, it should be. If you're level 36 and you fight him, it should be difficult. The problem is, and I'll show you here in a second, that the next boss is difficult even for me. He's killed me once, if I wasn't paying attention. But honestly, he can drain your mana real quickly, do a floor trap, teleport you, and on top of that, he's level 56 for a supposed mid-level dungeon. So I hope that doesn't sound too harsh of a criticism, but honestly, I think it's fitting. Because the idea is really cool, but I think the power level disparity is there, and it needs to be fixed. So this boss is awesome, like I said. He needs to be a little bit less powerful, different level. I think. I think the whole dungeon could be like level 36 to maybe 46 at the highest, because of the fact that the items are 46 and under. But anyways, we'll come back when we beat him. He takes a little bit for me to solo, so I will see you when we get done. Alright, as we're winding down on the end of this boss, I did want to mention something about my attack style. Honestly, I do heal probably more than I should. I think I have PTSD from trying to solo Anubis. So I just hit potion, constantly spam, but you don't have to do that. You can actually get more attacks in by just holding attack down, doing your other spells, then healing. Especially when you have buffs on. He can crit you out of the way, but I mean, honestly, you'll get more damage in if you do that. Which is why I think I kept not getting the prize at Anubis the other day, is I wasn't doing my hide spell, and I wasn't holding down attack. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Did we get anything good? No. That's the third one we haven't got anything good, but it is what it is. So yeah, Dungeon is super cool. I like it. It just needs to be fixed a little bit. The forge used to be higher, but Dino fixed that. Awesome job. It was very, very expensive, in my opinion, before the change. So just little stuff that needs to be changed. The power level, some of the later enemies, and the second boss you fight. Otherwise, sweet dungeon, and I'll see you in the next one.